Today we're going to be looking at cost-effective ways of actually kind of developing your business or growing your business when you're just starting out, or maybe you're kind of on a cash lowness or whatever it is. You're kind of looking for some really super frugal ways of actually growing your business and generating new leads. So before we jump into the video, don't forget to subscribe. Do us a little favor, hit that like button. We look at the analytics all the time and we can see that loads of people watch the video, but not all of you are subscribed. I think we're on about kind of 20-25% subscribed. We'd love to get that up to kind of 30-35%. So please just go and hit that like button, subscribe to the video or the channel, even like the video. And that will really do us proud, because it will allow the video to kind of get out to other people, and YouTube will go, oh, a little algorithm's activated, and then hopefully they'll share that video with somebody else and they'll learn a tip, and then it's kind of like exponential growth. Anyway, let's get back into the video. We'll get stuck in now. Amortization, a bit of a difficult one to say that. The first thing that we're going to look at is leveraging free tools. So there are loads and loads of stuff online that is like completely free. So let's say you're looking for a blog post or new content or something like that. You can use AI nowadays to generate stuff pretty much that's SEO ready and ready to go out on the internet. So look at those free tools that you can find on the internet. You can often go to local events and pick up free bits of training that the government are going to give you in their estimate. We'll touch on a bit more on that probably later, but there's loads and loads of freebies that are always available to you, tools that you can actually go swipe and deploy and get on with your life, and then that will hopefully generate some more cash for you in your business. So tip number 2 is exploring partnerships with people. So depending on, I don't know, if you're like in the service industry, you might want to have a reciprocal arrangement with another service industry provider. So say you're an indoor play centre, you're not going to do so well when the sun's out, so maybe you have some sort of reciprocal arrangement with an outdoor theme park or something like that, so that both of you can bounce off each other when the weather is poor and when the weather is good. So have a look at strategic partnerships with other people. You could also have that if you're in the lettings industry. You might want to have a strategic partnership with a mortgage provider, somebody like that. So there are lots and lots of things that you can look at. Look at the services that you kind of think, I wish I could provide that, but the barrier to entry is too high. Well, how about you go and see a strategic partnership? You can partner with somebody, make some a little bit of commission or some profit off of each other from that industry, and then that will help your business grow. It will also allow you to see whether or not there is actually a market for there. So if you're thinking of going into that market, it's a good way of you testing the waters on it. So another thing is to utilize local networking. So if you're a small business, specifically kind of your, I don't know, 10 employees down, a really good way of generating new leads and exposure for you, which will hopefully then turn into basically cash in your bank account, is to go to networking events, get your face shown, get in there, get involved with the other business owners, talk about their strifes and their problems. You'll find they'll be the same as you. I know it's uncomfortable standing up and doing a minute-long presentation about your business, and week in, week out, you've got to think of something different to say. But people like that. They'll learn something about you. You don't have to talk about your business every week. You can tell somebody different. You know, you can tell them about what you did at the weekend, or maybe your charity work that you do or something like that. So get comfortable with networking, get out there, get with people, and you'll find that they will then become like mini marketeers for you, and they'll talk about your business in a favourable way when they're talking to their friends. So that is a really cheap and easy way for doing that. You can pay like 15 quid for a breakfast or something, so you're going to have to eat that day anyway. Obviously, you look at me, I like to eat, but you're going to have to eat a breakfast. Don't eat too many of the old fried ones, and normally some sort of vegetarian option or like a salad or something. But you go to those, and then basically you can then network with like-minded business owners and then learn how to grow your business, and they'll be your mini marketeers, as I say. So getting stuck in with the networking groups are really good for small businesses. The fourth thing that we're going to look at is offering incentives. So as I always say, I hate discounting. I think if you discount products, it makes you look like you're desperate and you're kind of going in this kind of like fire sale, we need some money, we're going bust next week, whatever it is, discount. Every time you see the word discount, it just reminds me of those big massive yellow posters that they had at like Wilco and Woolworths and all those kind of things. I've mentioned Woolworths, now you know how old I am probably, but that aside, I'm not a fan of discounting. It sends out the wrong message. Making offers and incentives, so buy one get one free, or for this month we've reduced the fee, and it's a form of discounting, but you're calling it an offer because it has a start and a finish to it. I think there are much better ways of actually getting customers in. So if you say run an indoor play centre, you might say we've got a special offer on at half term. If a parent comes with a child, I mean, probably you have to come with a child, can't send them on their own, but if the parent comes in, they get a free coffee. That's the offer for half term. It's not a discount, you're not knocking the price down, because it's quite hard to then put the price back up, or people will constantly wait for the price to come down because you've made that discount. You make an offer, people understand that that was an offer for half term, it's not available next week. So make some offers, do some incentives, that will drive customers to your business. So the fifth thing that you can do is to look at reinvesting your profits. Either take your cash reserve that you sat on and you're kind of married to, and it's real like hard parting with that money, get to grips with that, invest back into your staff, into training them, educating yourself, or better equipment or something like that, and then you can then turn that into an incentive for people to come. So for example, if you were a coffee shop, you might say we can now do iced lattes. You know, it's warm outside, people aren't drinking so much hot coffee at the moment, whatever it might be. We're going to invest into a coffee machine that can make iced coffees, for instance, or learn how to make them. I mean, I don't know if you need a machine or not. I mean, you probably just make cold coffee and put ice in it, and then you've got iced coffee. But the fancy ones with all the cream on top, you probably need some machine for that. But you can invest your money into that, and then you can then offer that as an additional service, rather than your money sat in a bank account earning you 1 or 2% from the bank. You could take, like, say 10 grand, invest it into the business, and that might return you 20 grand in the space of a few months. That is massive loads more return than you're going to get from the bank at 2%. Obviously, I know there's a high risk, it might not work out, but you're the business owner. You've got to put some stuff in the line. You've got to put some skin on the game. Do your research, make sure your investments are going to actually return you some money. Have a look at some of the other videos that we've looked at as to why businesses fail and things like that before you go spending your money on something that isn't going to work. But once you've done all that research, make that investment and make sure that you get that big, healthy, juicy return on it. Not that 1% that Barclays or whoever, I'm not bashing Barclays, there's loads of other banks, high street banks will provide you. Right, the sixth tip for real low cost barrier to entry stuff when you're perhaps just wanting to try and grow your business a little bit, but you're trying to be frugal about it, is to actually look for local government grants. Pretty much every single government or local council or authority will have grants from time to time. You will qualify for some and you won't qualify for others, and some of them you might qualify but there might not be any use to you. But have a look. They range from training courses to funding for expansion, for vehicles, for premises, for repairs, for investing into other businesses. So there are a plethora of things that the local council or government will invest into. Some of my favourite ones for you guys is training courses. They often offer things like 10 hours free marketing experience, and you'll get someone that's a quality marketing person who can do websites or social media, and they'll teach you how to do that, and they'll spend 10 hours with you completely free of charge, looking over your strategy and the rest of it, or maybe even just figuring out your strategy, who knows, but you're going to get 10 hours for free. That all the way to things like, sometimes they can say you can replace like a dirty old CO2 poor emissions vehicle with a newer one, maybe an electric vehicle or hybrid or something like that, and they will pay 50% towards the upgrade in order to get that vehicle off the road because they've got a target to meet. So have a look for government incentives and local councils, lots of grants and various training courses and things free of charge. They're a really, really frugal way of growing your business. So the other key tip, I think, of trying to get some additional money for very little or minimum amount of cash upload. So sometimes you have to put a bit of effort in, but it's going to not cost you actual spondulas money out of your bank account. And the next and final tip is to actually remind people about the services you already provide. So you'll have a client, let's say you deal in the social media space, for instance, and you have a client that does, I don't know, you do their Facebook posts or something. You might need to remind them every now and then that you actually do other things. So you can do a short video or an introduction or meet the owner videos, or you can do some additional content for them, so video content, rather than just say just dumping Canva pictures on Facebook or whatever, and remind them of those services. So we have a business outsourcing business where we help business owners do their bookkeeping, admin services, all that kind of stuff, and we regularly write to them to remind them that we also do recruitment, call handling, chatbot answering, WhatsApps, all that kind of stuff. And lo and behold, you send 100 letters out and you're bound to get 2 or 3 people come back and say, oh, we were looking for somebody to do our bookkeeping or do some recruitment for us. We didn't realise you do that. And the thing is you might have sent them that letter 100 times before and you think I'm bombarding with them, but they probably didn't read any of it until they saw the word recruitment, because in their mind, that's what their focus is on that particular day. So write to your existing customers, make sure that they actually see your list of stuff and remind them about all the services that you do, and I bet you that will result in some new instructions, and therefore you will increase your profit, and that will be your main goal at the moment, because we're going on this frugal drive to make sure that we increase profits for minimal outlay. So I hope those are some really good key tips for you. We've given you 7 little bits of nuggets there. So, don't forget to like and subscribe to the video. Go and follow us on social media as well. We're on pretty much all of the platforms. And did you know, if you've just watched this video and you thought this was really, really brilliant, but I wish I could have just listened to it in the car, you can do that as well, because you can find us on all of the normal kind of Audible or audio channels as well. So you've got an iPhone or Android, you can get us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, those kind of stuff as well. So I hope that's been really useful to you, and as I say, don't forget to subscribe and like the video, and I'll see you in the next one.